What's up, sprinters? Welcome back to another video. The patch notes for Predecessor's first patch, December 15th, have finally dropped, so let's get right into it. Alright, so this came with a video and patch notes themselves, so we're gonna take a look at the video first, and then we'll get straight into the patch notes.
What's up, Predecessor community? Nobori here, and I'm excited to share with you some of the new things coming in patch 0.2. First up, we're introducing custom matches. You can now create your own game by changing the game mode and entering a key. You can share this with your friends. To start, only 5v5 games are supported. We've added a new reporting feature.
That's awesome, though. Custom games are amazing. That's really gonna start like kicking off the competitive scene for, you know, people who want to play competitive. So that's fantastic.
Based on your feedback. You can now report bad teammates via the scoreboard and will take action against the worst offenders.
Nice.
Auto lock has been added to drafting.
That's needed.
So you can select your hero and the game will lock in your choice when the timer runs out.
Let's go! Let's go, dude! We can just sit here. This is great. We can sit here. We can just pick our character. Go AFK. How many times have you guys like tried to lock in a character and then you just like pick the character, you walk away, and then all of a sudden you're back in menu? That's so troll. I'm glad they added this.
Just be careful. If someone else picks your hero, you'll still dodge and the game will end up in a penalty. We've also made some changes to the camera to enhance your experience and help avoid any claustrophobic moments. The camera has been pulled back a little bit further to give you a better view of the action.
That's actually really, really good. That's like, I feel like that's the biggest like turn off point for the game is the camera, right? It was like really, really close to your character. So a lot of the time, like in hectic fights and stuff, it was hard to see what was going on. Hopefully this helps a lot. I'm a big fan of this change.
Continue to monitor the feedback on this, so keep it coming. Nothing feels better than dominating your enemies and getting a kill. And now, with our new kill notification, everybody will know you've been tearing it up on the battlefield.
That is a very clean notification. Because like we had it in the top left, right? And it was like, okay, you look at the top left, you see whatever. But now you see it pop up in the middle of your screen, and it's like, okay, it's just nice to have that information like right in front of you where you don't have to like go to your way to find it, right? Because half the time when I'm playing the game, I hear what's going on through the game just by the sound cues. I don't even look at the top left to see the kill feed. I just hear the sound cues, like an enemy has been slain or an ally has been slain or whatever. So this is a good change.
Heroes will now speak to let you know when their ultimate is off cooldown.
The skewer has arrived.
Nice.
Speaking of heroes, Crunch has been causing a bit of trouble when introduced to Predecessor.
Yes!
So we've been reducing his overall
Nerf
damage
his
and healing abilities when building physical power, as well as reducing his synergy with certain items. Along with some anti-heal buffs coming to items, we think that this will knock Crunch back in line. For more details on these changes and everything else coming in patch 0.2, check out our blog or click the link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Alright, well, very happy with the video, very happy with the changes they mentioned. Let's get right into the patch notes.
Alright, so we already know most of the changes, so I don't think I need to like really read like any of the small text, just let us know that what it's coming. And they've already given us a little bit of patch notes and stuff. Is this the patch notes video? Yeah, it is. Okay, so I don't even need to be on this video then, because I wanted to see what that was. But let's go ahead and dive down and see what they've got going for us. New hero arrives, Countess, and we can actually read her passive now. Unique hero takedowns permanently grant her additional 2% magic lifesteal, stacking up to 10 times.
That's really good.
That is really, really good.
That is really good.
Permanently.
That is nuts, dude. Holy.
Yeah, that's a lot of magic lifesteal. I think she's going to be incredibly strong. Now, I already like know her abilities because, you know, you just like look at the video, but Countess targets a nearby enemy, blinks to it, leaving behind a shadow. That's what I love about this one.
Yeah.
Dealing X damage, magic damage, slowing them. Oh, it's got a slow on it too. If the target is a minion or a non-epic monster, oh, you can blink to non-players too. Takes 300% increased damage. My God. Retrigger within 4 seconds to return to the shadow position. That's such a cool ability. I think that really is going to pull her playstyle together so much.
Yeah. Just the ability to be slippery with that, right? Like, you can do so many things, right? Like, think LeBlanc W in League, right? You can do so many things with an ability like this, and really it's going to be a really good form of skill expression. I'm really excited for it.
Okay, so then she has Eventide. Countess sends out a cloud of darkness, dealing X damage. Yeah, that was like that's kind of like her range poke. Probably you'll max last on her, because it's just like a little bit of clear. just because you can lower the cooldown of like Shadow Slip and then raise the damage of it. You're definitely going to want to do that. Blade Siphon, same thing. You can lower the cooldown of this by quite a bit. It goes from 9 CD down to 5. Kind of spins, dealing. This is like her close range, kind of like I'm on you, let me deal damage move. Spins, dealing X damage to an enemy nearest and healing herself. Oh, it's got a heal on it. It's plus 6% magic power for each enemy hit. She's gonna have some pretty decent sustain.
Against heroes, the healing is increased by 400%.
Yeah, she's gonna be crazy.
All right, so right click max on Countess.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, you're gonna be doing right click into Q and then just like diving on them and then right clicking and then jumping out. And then the ultimate, of course, Countess jumps to the nearby enemy hero, forcing them to look at her and suppressing them for 0.75 seconds before dealing X damage of the target's maximum. Oh, with 5% magic power of the target's maximum health. Magic damage as well as healing Countess for 50% of the damage dealt. Oh my god, she has so much healing. Wow. She sounds nuts. She sounds crazy.
Yeah, I think this character is going to be absolutely busted, and people are
she's gonna be the anti-AD carry. Just like dive out and one-shot them.
Yeah, I think she's going to get hot fixed. I think that's how strong she looks. I'm not going to lie.
We'll see. We can probably skim over some of this stuff because we just saw it. Like custom match is definitely good for the game. This is where a lot of the like community building, like, hey guys, come play viewer matches, and like competitive stuff starts to take a little bit of the forefront.
Yep, and then we have
the reporting.
Yep, we have the reporting feature, which is always really, really nice. Now you can actually report people that go AFK in your games or are extremely toxic. So love it all around.
True, and probably my favorite thing from this patch right here, bro. The camera angle. You know what's crazy though? If you're like, especially if you're looking at the two pictures, it's not a super conservative change. They went pretty good with it. Like they pulled it back, they yoinked it back. That makes me happy. I really think I'm gonna like this a lot.
Yeah, you can. It's just comparing the two pictures, you can already see like so much more in the second picture, right?
Yeah,
I'm really excited for that
crazy.
For sure.
Oh, okay. They're changed the name of coins to platinum and updated the icons in game. Coins are currency gained from the early access bundle, so it's the premium currency that will be sold in the store for real money. We changed the currency to platinum to better distinguish the currency from the gold gained inside of a match used to purchase items. Oh, so it's just for like talking point clarity.
Yeah.
Which I didn't have any confusion there, but hey, sure, that's fine. You know, they're just branding their game the way they want to brand it.
Yeah, I can see why some people might get confused because like they were using the exact same icon, exact same name, etc. But
yeah,
they added hero voice lines. This is really, really cool. When the ultimate comes back up, and I know you saw this in the video, but when Richter's ult came back up in the video, he said something. I thought that was just super, super cool. Like very, very nice touch thematically.
I think things like that. You don't really think about it because like we're so gameplay oriented. It adds a lot of like life to the game.
Yeah,
like it makes the game feel really like just lively and interactive and like immersive. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It gives a lot of immersion to the game. In-game team chat is now disabled by default, but can be enabled on the options menu. They're like, please stop being toxic to people.
You know, I don't know about that one. I feel like you should be able to disable it. I feel like it should be automatically enabled, but make it a point to be like, hey, you can disable this, because this is gonna hurt so many games. Like, you're gonna be pinging people and they're not gonna listen, and then you're gonna type in chat like, hey, we need X person to come to Orb Prime, like we need our jungler that's on the other side of the map, we just killed 4 people, and then they're gonna have their team chat off, so they're not gonna even pay attention. They're gonna go like farm the enemy jungle or something.
Yeah, that's an interesting decision. I mean, I get it. I'm glad that there's an option to disable it because I actually usually do disable team chats in MOBAs, but that's very, very interesting. And then hero select being automatically locked. That's nice just for like anti-dodging, but it can still happen. So
I loved this just for the fact that like now I don't have to sit here through an entire champion select. I can select, like if I'm first pick, I can just select my character and go like do whatever I need to do, come back, and we're good.
Yeah, and then they added a scaling penalty for dodging, which I guess that just makes sense, right? Like it's dude, those are some of those 6 penalties, 12-hour ban. Like, hey, just like stop wasting people's time, I guess. So that's fine. Like I think systems like this are just naturally needed in games just to kind of like shape the culture of the game. Like, hey, it's, you know, proper etiquette to just, you know,
you ride it out. Doesn't matter what happens, you ride it out until it's done.
Yeah.
That's the nature of it, right? That's
now it says At the bottom here, it says to address players that are leaving games or going AFK will automatically apply matchmaking bans to players. Reporting players that are AFK helps to drive the process that identifies persistent AFKers, so please report anyone that's AFK. So that's good. Nice. Yeah, just, I mean, I guess to touch on this really quickly, I see so many people going AFK so early, and dude, we win 4v5 games on stream. Like, the game is so winnable if you're just playing it and you keep your head on your shoulders, so stop AFKing.
Yep. Just don't AFK. Just play out the game. You never know what could happen. You could be playing the game for 35 minutes. Sure, you might lose, but their carry might step out of position and you win, right? So
true.
It's always winnable. It's always winnable. Fix a bug where auto attacks were desynced. This should improve the feeling. Okay, I've actually experienced this in game. Mainly on Gadget. So I'm not sure if this ties into another bug that I was experiencing. But if I press like left click so much, it would, and then I stop pressing left click, it would fire an extra auto attack when I didn't want it to, when I didn't press the button, right? So that was just another bug.
Oh, really weird.
Yeah, but I've experienced the desync before. I'm sitting there and I'm like, I press the left click, I see the projectile go, and then it does no damage, and then like half a second later, I hear the audio cue plus the damage number. I'm like, what the heck? What was this? And then it like fixes itself right there, but yeah, it's really strange.
I don't know about you, but I don't play on controllers, so I don't plan to read these. But hey, any controller players, let us know if these sound like good changes. Like I said, you can read through them if you want. I don't really care.
You know what, controller players, there you go. Enjoy. Hopefully it's good for you. You know, it looks good. It looks like improvements.
Hey,
so
the iteration of controller changes is good. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Now, because it's mostly because I'm excited to get to balance changes and other improvements. So added a social banner and a link to our patch notes on the main menu. That's always good, just to kind of like give people more access to the information. So
this is very, very good. That should always be a thing.
You can search for in-game descriptions. That's pretty cool, because if you're like, I know this item does that one thing, but I just don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's more of a thing for like new players. It's like, oh, I remember this. I can't remember the name of it, but I remember there's one item that did this one thing. So I'm going to search this one thing. And then you find the item. But for people like us who've played like, you know, over close to 100 hours now, this, you know, doesn't really help us out too much. But it's a very, very good change nonetheless.
I was going to say, it's still going to help me out every now and then, because I'm always like, what's the name of that item again?
Yeah. What is Sentry?
What else? Sentry now has a new VFX. I don't know. I can't think of what Sentry is.
I don't know what Sentry is either.
It's an item?
Oh, maybe.
Like a crest or something?
Yeah, I think so, actually. I think so.
Okay, I guess we'll see it in game at some point.
Yeah.
Surrender vote ignores AFK. That's nice. And then added shop key binding to the hints panel of the left of the HUD. Added shop key binding to the hint. Oh, yeah. So if you have hints on, do you? Because I think I turned hints off, and like all of those buttons on the side of the screen are gone. But that's good for people that are like getting into the game that just don't know the buttons. So
yeah, exactly. I haven't even. I didn't realize there was a setting to turn that off, because they've just been sitting on my screen for like the entirety of the time I've been playing. So
yeah, you can turn those buttons on. Added a sound when your party changes size. That's nice, because it's like it's like little quality of life change.
Yeah, it's like, hey, someone joined my party. Awesome. Let's see. Muriel and Murdoch's ultimate ability are now forced to normal cast, as they are usable with quick and instant cast. That's actually that's actually, or unusable. Sorry, that's a really good change, right? Like something like Murdoch and Muriel's ults, you don't want to be just like clicking the button and firing, right? You want to be actually aiming it and making sure you want to do what you want to do with that ult. So that's great change.
That, oh my god, you know what's funny? That's actually like probably the reason why I'm so bad at landing Murdoch's ult. I don't play him very much, but I was like, dude, how do people land this? I didn't even think about it, because I literally press the button and it just fires off. I was like, you got to be like really accurate with it. Improved sound effects for Sparrow, basic attacks, and piercing shot. Again, anytime a game changes sound effects, unless it's just terrible, it's always like, it feels like it's going in the right direction, because it just gives immersion and like better like life to the game.
Yeah, for sure. I always love like sound effects updates, visual effects updates, even just like very, very small things. It's just so good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Increase the base volume of all sounds, which is actually pretty nice. You know, hopefully more like clarity to those sounds. And adjusted the volume of hero voice lines, which is interesting. I didn't know heroes had voice lines.
It's probably because they just get drowned out by stuff. I mean, I feel like it's so, again, small things like that. I don't even know if I noticed them, but it'll be nice to.
Mm-hmm. Well, this one's for you.
Items for Sevarog. I wonder what they're gonna update it to, because I can't I can't recall that the updated or like the items for Sevarog are bad, but then again, I don't always buy recommended. So yeah, maybe just making some changes based on what like data they see people are building on it. So, and then melee heroes now have the offset health bar. Do you use offset health bar or center health bar?
I didn't even know that was an option. I don't know.
Yeah, I have my health bar like it's like off to the left of my character because it's like weird in the center for certain characters. So I've put it off to the left, but that's nice for melee characters because yeah, you don't really like you want to be able to see your cursor, like your crosshair.
Yeah.
And like the health bar just gets in the way. So updated the band from matchmaking error message to better reflect the new bands. Oh, okay. So yeah, just keeping up with the new info.
Added kill notifications. I love this change, by the way. The kill notifications so fucking good. Beautiful.
It's actually funny when I did one of the like play tests. This was one of the things we had like told them. It was like the kill feed, like just like it's gonna look good to be able to pop up, but also, and I said this, I was like, from like a montage perspective, like it's gonna look really cool when you get like a triple kill and it's like boom, 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 like it pops up, it like looks cool. So I think that that's a really, really good change. And then escape on keyboard now goes back to the previous menu when whenever the back button is available. Okay, cool.
Yeah, sure. All right, now the stuff we're actually excited for. Balance update. This is great. So, general heroes with magical power scaling now deal 50% of their magical powers tower damage. I've been waiting. I've been wondering when they're going to make this change, and they finally did. You know, I say finally, but the game's been out for a week and a half, 2 weeks. So, this is great. This is great.
Oh my god, there's so many balance changes. Okay. This is actually surprising.
Holy crunch.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, so crunch has been a terror. Do we even want to read the descriptions or just read through what we think?
Well, this is I'll summarize this description. Crunch is way too broken. We're nerfing him. All right. Yeah. Let's get into the nerfs.
All right. So crunch physical power scaling. They're bringing his physical power and magic power scaling on cross crunch down. Left crunch is physical power scaling decreased and magic power scaling decreased slightly. Right crunch base damage decreased. Ooh, so base damage decrease, and then right crunch magical power scaling increase. So they're trying to pull him from being a physical brawler and actually make him hybrid, because that was the problem. You don't really build him very hybrid, and you just kind of beat the hell out of everything.
Yeah, you kind of just build mutilator and call it a day, right? Like that's just how it was working.
Ooh, so his ultimate is power scaling. Physical power scaling is going from 25% to 10%, and then they added 10%. Magical.
This makes me really excited to play crunch. Like I'm excited to try and like theory craft a build where I can incorporate like a good bit of tankiness, AD, and AP, and see like how crazy this character can be with its actual intended build.
Yeah, and that was the problem. Like building a lot of like AP on him or MP, whatever you want to call it. It just didn't feel worth it. You could just go full bruiser. You could build the same thing like a Grux is building and just pop off.
Yep, it's absolutely insane. Let's see. Decker has been extremely disruptive. Yeah, okay. She's too tanky, apparently. So her armor growth per level is from 4 to 3.5, which is like, you know, not really too relevant. That's what, 9 armor difference at level 18. And her stasis bomb, which I actually think this is a decent change, goes up by 2 seconds at max rank. So that stun came out so often. But this change doesn't really like mean a whole lot for Decker, right? Like Decker's still Decker.
It's a conservative change.
Still the same character, right?
And that's probably what we're going to see for most of these characters is like a conservative change to some of them.
Yeah.
Because even so with Drongo, you know, again skipping the description, rad rounds cooldown decreased from 16 to 14, so they're buffing him up a little bit. Shrapnel cannon cooldown decrease from, you know, fast is at 90 down to 80, 10-second cooldown. Shrapnel cannon now provides 0.5 seconds of CC immunity when casting.
Ooh,
nice.
That's really good huge. Change. That's a huge
that's
change.
Really huge.
All right, Drongo's busted. S tier character. Let's go.
I mean, he was already good, so I'm actually excited to see how that like rises him up a little bit. And then Feng Mao bug fix hamstring description now correctly states a 25% reduction of reaping dash cooldown, and then Feng Mao's safeguard now resets his basic attack timer. Okay, that's cool. So you can do like a animation cancel kind of thing.
Yeah.
I still think Feng Mao's gonna need a little bit more love than this, but this will probably help him out a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see, we have Howie, the one and only, the favorite. This character's busted, by the way. Landmine scaling decreased from 50 to 45, and Make It Rain scaling decreased from 108 to 96.
Okay, so we're just pulling him in a tiny bit.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I don't know that this is the right change to Howie, to be honest, because he is a menace, right? But he's not a menace because of the landmine and because of the Make It Rain. Well, it is the landmine.
The ult,
right?
I was gonna say the ult is it like one shots people sometimes, so that's gonna be a little bit better.
So his Q's on what, like a 6-second cooldown, and it does a lot of damage.
Yeah, the Q is crazy.
Then his mine is not on a very long cooldown at all either. So he has like really good escape, really good engage. He has lots of huge poke damage, and his auto splash. Like he has everything you could ever want in a mid laner. So yeah. I'd like to see like maybe a little bit of a change to the E, maybe like to the landmine, maybe like a little bit of a cooldown nerf or something like that, just to make it so he can't use it as frequently. You know, the jungler can't come mid every 10 seconds and come and try and kill you, you know?
Pops away, man. All right, Muriel, she's in an interesting position. Serenity projectile radius increased by 33%. Is that her big dome? I don't know the name of her abilities.
I don't either.
If so, that's an interesting change. Consecrated ground base shield. That sounds maybe like more
okay. That's the big dome. That's got to be the dome.
Okay, increased from 270 max to 300. So nice. And then Alacrity base shield. Dude, I don't know what any of her moves are. I hate to admit it. I haven't played her. But Alacrity base shield increased from max 140 up to max 170. So they're bringing her up a little bit, which is definitely better. Yeah.
Just from hearing about this character, I think Serenity is the one like damage wave clear move she has. Alacrity is like the throwable shield, and the Consecrated Ground is like, you know, the shield that she throws on the ground, like the big dome.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that makes the most sense.
And then Richter, interesting. Health growth decreased from 110 to 102, so small health growth change there. Electrocute cooldown increased from 8. So instead of a flat 8, it goes from 10 down to 8, so that's going to slow him down a little bit early. And then Skewer Stun changed to a suppression. Oh, okay,
that's interesting.
That is interesting. I wonder why. I don't know how that's going to work. So let's see.
Isn't Richter just bad now?
A huge quality of life change, making his ultimate a suppression over a stun, meaning tenacity will no longer affect it. If he CC'd, they have to be 2. Wait. So his ult is that's a buff.
Wait, so it keeps the stun, but it also suppresses them. So wait, so it's hold on.
It's essentially because the way they programmed, right? Like stuns affect. I'm assuming the way they have it is stuns are affected by tenacity, whereas suppression is not. So they said changing, huge quality of life change, making his ultimate a suppression over a stun, meaning tenacity will no longer affect it. And they even said if he CC'd using the ultimate, they have to be 2. Yeah. So you're not like getting out of his. Oh my god, that makes Flux the Flux item, I can't think of what it is, even better on him now.
Oh yeah,
because I don't think well, I guess not, because the tenacity is not going to lower them anyways. But then you could do that straight into a hook, and then they're not getting away from you. Like
you could just you could actually just what the this is crazy. Yeah. This is scary because Richter was like already really good. Now he's just like better. Terrifying. This is scary.
A pretty conservative, tiny nerf to Sevarog. His like passive, it just comes down. Reaper of Souls health per tier decreased.
Yeah.
So pretty tiny.
I don't know that Sevarog actually needed this change. I feel like he was fine, but
he scales super hard. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it affects him.
Yeah. Oh, it actually. Wait, it actually goes up if you see. At the latest rank, it goes up.
Oh, Reaper Souls for health decreased from. Oh, you're right. So it's like early nerf to like later scaling, which is kind of like his thing, anyways.
Yeah, I actually like that. I actually really like that. That's actually a very good change.
And then, of course, recommended items changed. We already knew that.
Yeah, and then we have Sparrow. Heightened sense attack speed increased from 20 to 40 to 30 to 50, which is actually really, really cool. So now you could just take 1 point in E and kind of leave it because it's like your old level 3 E. And then piercing arrow projectile speed increased quite a bit.
Ooh, nice.
This is really, really cool.
That's super cool.
So I don't know if you've ever played Sparrow, but the right click is like really hard to land sometimes.
Yeah.
This, I feel like this change is gonna make it feel like a hit scan essentially from like Overwatch or something. Like you just click and it goes, right? That's what this change feels like to me personally. I don't know what you think about it.
No, it sounds good. Yeah, I think that's gonna be nice quality of life for her.
And then we have Steel. Steel's been pretty strong, kind of weaker late, but huge CC tank, right?
Yeah.
Physical armor growth from 4.4 to 4. Again, that's actually less than Decker loses between level 1 and level 18, so this is not really a big deal. And battering barrier scaling decreased from 2 to 8 to 2 to 6. So I like that he's losing damage on the right click, because I don't know about you, the right click's been pretty strong.
Yeah, okay. That seems like an interesting change because it's funny they say he's the largest win rate by the way, but I don't feel like he's like super dominating, but he is strong, so we'll see how it makes him feel. And then let's get into the items. So anti-heal items are getting a bump up. The counteract our high lifesteal and omnivamp builds that are being utilized by those pesky bruisers and ADCs. We're opting for 20 to 40% line instead of 15 to 30, which will also bump down our sustain heroes that are overwhelming the meta. Look at you, Crunch and Rampage.
Do you want to know what that actually says? Hey, we're releasing Countess, so we need to change our items.
Yeah, true. Dude, okay. Diminishing returns for Hunt and Support Crest have been removed at 20 minutes. Wait, what are the diminishing returns for Hunt and Support Crest?
Oh, maybe it's just like the gold or something from lane minions, something like that. I feel like that would be a mechanic.
Huh. Okay.
I'm not quite sure. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah. And then I did see in the Sparrow notes, they said that they're pulling Eviscerator down. So it says, as stated with Sparrow, we're bumping down Eviscerator's attack speed to remove it from her must-have acquisitions. Instead, we're bumping up the initial power scaling a bit so it isn't too harsh when utilized with the rest of our cast. So rendering strike bonus attack speed decreased from 25% to 10%, then rendering strike's initial power scaling increased from 10% to 15%. So that's actually a pretty big change.
Yeah.
I was going to say big nerf, but I don't even know exactly how much of a nerf it's going to feel.
I feel like it's pretty big. I think
it's pretty big.
I think you could knock 25 to 15 and it would be fine. And then like keep the other 15. I think if they're both 15, it's like fine.
Yeah.
But
and then obelisk change. So
they're magical power stack decreased from 2 to 1.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, my one-shot Kalari builds. What the heck?
Yeah, no, Obelisk just getting pulled down. I don't even really use Obelisk on many, but I don't really play a lot of mages or...
Yeah, I've never...
I know Obelisk gets picked a little bit on Severog. I don't usually tend to play that or to pick that, so...
Yeah, most people don't actually use this item, but... Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the incentive behind this change was, but...
Yeah. Oh, they're nerfing down. Oh, wait, I'm jumping ahead. So, Horn Plate, Blight Skin healing reduction increased from 15% to 20%. We know that because it's going along with the healing change. And then Lockshaw. So, they said we don't mind tanks sitting on it for a while, but it scales up too fast. So, essentially, like sitting on Lockshaw is not going to be as effective as just like hard rushing the actual like Leviathan.
Yeah.
But it's still an option. So you don't want to sit on it for like 2 full items, but sitting on it's probably still decent to get it like moving.
Yeah.
Depending on how like it's more versatile. Like you can say like, okay, do I really want to go finish my Fire Blossom now, or do I want to go on ahead and get this item really stacking?
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
Oh man, that's actually gonna make that makes that decision tough. I think full building Leviathan might be better. So colossal health per stack decreased from 4 to 2. Colossal maximum stacks increased from 100 to 200. And then colossal ability haste at maximum stacks increased from 10 to 15. Interesting.
Funny enough, I think you actually sit on this item for longer now. I think that's what this change says. Like they're saying like, you know, it scales up too fast or whatever, but I think you sit on the item for longer now, right? I think it actually like so I have a gadget build that was recommended to me and it's actually really, really strong. You go like Azure Core into Lockshaw into like World Breaker or something like that, right?
Yeah, World Breaker.
And you just get like really, really tanky and you do insane damage because you don't really need pen because your ult is crazy. But you just get like super, super tanky. And now all this says to me is like, hey, I can go build my other items on gadget before finishing my Leviathan because I don't actually need to finish it because it stacks longer now.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I actually think it could end up working out that way, which I don't know if is intended, but we'll see. Fortunes the user into a towering glide. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, All right, and then we have the like serrated spiked birch. This is just the healing changes.
Yeah.
And then ooh, Ashbringer is getting an increase in attack speed. Okay.
Ooh.
I mean, I like Ashbringer, so.
Yeah. Tainted rounds, healing reduction increased.
Yep, we know about that.
The perforator, I've never seen this item actually.
It's one of the crest items. Small buff to its anti-tank capabilities to better allow heroes like Kalari and Fang Mao to deal with tanks when they get ahead. So calamity bonus damage increased from 0 to 35% to 0 to 40%. I don't really pick this one ever, so I don't really remember exactly what it does. So I'll have to like reread and go over that.
Yeah, usually like Kalari, you kind of just go attack speed anyway, right? So it's like, and Fang is like similar-ish. I don't know, but you still kind of take these. I don't know. Fang's weird.
Yeah.
Mutilator.
Then,
oh no. Oh
Mutilator
no.
It's funny. I've already read it, and I don't know if it's enough to make a difference. But it's gonna make a difference. But I don't know if it's enough to not pick.
It loses 5 power and loses 0.25% health damage. I mean, that's still, good.
It's still percentage based good. I think what this does is it doesn't make the item not good and not worth picking. What it does is it doesn't make the person that gets it first snowball the hell out of the game.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe, and that could still happen, right? Because it's all about your play. So yeah, so it says we're trying to help prevent it being a catch-all pickup for bruisers, but I think it still will be. Which I think is fine because it's a percentage based item. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with having an item that's like, yo, this thing is strong. But having it be that strong.
Yeah, you're not building it on 90% of the cast anymore, you know?
We'll see. I don't know, because like I'm still thinking like Crunch can still build this, even though his physical power scalings have gone down a little bit. He could still potentially build this.
Yeah.
And actually, Crunch was probably a bad example. Like Grux, I'll probably still build this on. I'm probably still going to build this on Kalari. Probably. I'm still going to build this on Chimera. Like I don't see me dropping this just because it's like, oh, I got a small nerf. It's like, no, I still want that shred, especially on something like Chimera when you could pop off and go crazy. Grux pops off and goes crazy.
Yeah.
So more healing item change, and then let's look at the life binder. This is an item that I never feel like I know what to do with. So has been problematic on our tankier heroes. Oh, interesting.
Really?
Problematic. Interesting. Yeah. Leech passive rework. Damaging an enemy hero with an ability heals you over 5 seconds based on your maximum health and magic power. That's interesting. 2. Oh, that's what it was. So 2. Lowering a mobilized enemy hero restores a 30% magic power, health, and grants 200 movement speed.
Okay.
I don't think I was already not really building this item, and now I'm less interested in it.
See, I'm more interested in it because you remember that like Bruiser gadget build I was telling you about? Well,
yeah, that's true.
Pick up an item. I think it's like Dreambreaker or something like that, or Dreambinder, and it makes all your abilities slow.
That one does. Yeah, that one is annoying, and I could see that being decent for gadget.
So like, this is definitely a gadget item.
Binder build.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some testing for this because this is really, really cool.
Okay, yeah, we'll see how this changes. I mean, like I was thinking Crunch because like it's an option, but I don't know. Yeah, it does still have some healing on it. Could be interesting. It could definitely be interesting. Megacosm bug fixed. Okay, cool. Small nerf for prophecy.
No more Howie ADC.
Haste ability head scaling decreased from 75%. I mean, it's still going to be decent, but it's an interesting niche item, anyways. But yeah, Tainted Scepter healing.
Also, apparently,
oh god, I don't know anything about the Tainted Totem.
Countess actually builds prophecy, from what I was told. So that's probably another reason.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh wait, I do know about Tainted Totem. I thought this was the crest item. Tainted Totem is a solid option for supports due to its double armor stat line. Yeah, we're opting to take down its physical armor a bit and decrease the effectiveness of healing, increase to flatten out the effectiveness with coming anti-heal buff. So physical armor decreased on the Tainted Totem a little bit. Chilling Blight healing reduction increased. Okay, so they're buffing the healing on this. So I was building this on Narbash, and I like it. So I think that this is going to be a nice support item. Nirvana healing and chilling increase. Yeah, or decrease from 20% to 15%. So it's weird. It got like buffed in healing reduction, but it got like nerfed in the healing and shielding that it actually does. Actually, they might have just over nerfed this item.
Yeah,
that's weird.
I haven't really used it, so I can't really say. This is more your area of expertise.
Well, it's only because I've been building it on Narbash because I've been playing him on solo lane because it's got some nice mana regen on it too. I think it'll still be good, but I wonder why they would like the healing reduction in the game's going up, but then they nerfed the healing and shielding efficacy on this item. So that feels a little counterintuitive to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Sure. I'll try it out and see how it feels.
Ooh.
Fire Blossom. This is a nice item.
And it lost 50 health. That's kind of tragic.
Yeah, I mean, it's because it's such a it's like a so tanky offensive option. Yeah. I still think it's good. Dude, it's the burn. The burn is just so good.
The burn is so good.
So this is like kind of pulling the item in line, and I think I'm still gonna build it.
Yeah.
So Leviathan changes from Lockshaw we already know about. So they essentially just rereads the same thing, and then haste ability, haste Colossus ability, haste decrease from 1% maximum health to 0.5% of maximum health.
I think it's still fine. Like this is kind of like a nerf for like Sevarog, right? Because they're like, hey, who stacks? Sevarog stacks. Well, like, guess what? This is a health item, right?
Shift the ability haste into the item stack completion goal to delay the strength of rushing Leviathan and overall decrease its effectiveness with high health pools. Yeah, I think it'll still be decent.
It's still going to be a decent item, yeah. I think it just brings it in line. But I think it might be more of a greedy option for tanks now. So I'll have to see.
Then Tainted Guard. They said Tainted Guard has been a little too effective at reflecting damage back at aggressive ADCs, especially when combined with Razorback. We're bumping down its late game scaling, but also reducing the health to keep it a more offensive option for tanks. So health decreased to 350 from 400. Blighted Thorns physical armor scaling decreased from 30% to 21%. Blighted Thorns healing reduction increased. So I mean, it's still a good tank anti-heal option, and it feels like maybe this is like the way that like the game is going to start going. Like just because they've buffed it, like why wouldn't you take these kinds of options?
Yeah.
So we'll see what that feels like.
Then we have Warden's Faith, which I don't even know what this item does, but its cost went up by 200 golds.
That's not much of a change. I mean, what did they say about it? Warden's Faith is not only a great tank option, but a great tech option for bruisers and ADCs, increasing the price will let it be a bit more of an investment. Yeah, I guess that's fair. I wasn't rushing this on a ton of people or anything, but it's like a good option. Oh, Fangtooth.
I'm excited about these changes. Let's see.
Okay.
Fangtooth.
Yeah.
Yep, health increased from 42 to 98 to 58 to 1280. Okay, so we can't like level 5 rush it on most characters anymore. Maybe Chimera still can, but physical armor increased 20 to 34 to 20 to 48, and magical armor increased from 20 to 30. I like the tanky changes. Harder to take, more opportunity to steal. You have to know what you're doing now, I feel like.
Yeah.
That's really
I think that's good. I kind of want to see... I do maybe want to see more changes to the actual buff itself, but I think that this is like a good iteration, and maybe over time we'll feel like it doesn't need that. But yeah, I think this is going to make Fangtooth more of a team objective. At minimum, the early ones, hey, I need my offlane. Hey, I need a mid laner. Because just being able to walk in there and rip it, and that's usually because the other people aren't paying attention, but having that option, if you shove out their jungler or kill the jungler and then you just go rip it for free while still having lane pressure is really silly.
Yeah.
Mini Orb has been challenging for many of our junglers to survive, so we're decreasing its basic attack damage a smidge to prevent any unlawful executions. Punches knockback by walking backwards a little bit. Oh, I didn't know that. Physical power decreased from 60 to 340 to 60 to 270. So that's good. I mean, at least like I know like it is hard to get Mini Prime, and you don't really want like Mini Prime's buff is not huge. So it's like it's nice, but you don't really need to like or want to pull a lot of people to help you get Mini Prime. So that should be helpful in terms of being able to secure a little bit more Mini Primes.
So what I'm worried about with this change is seeing the offlaner who gets a lead getting an 8-minute Mini Prime and just shoving out side lane super hard.
Yeah. Which is definitely something I've been trying to do as jungle is like give it to offlane. So we'll see how that.
I feel like this is going to be really, really. This could be the biggest change of the patch just for that reason. Like the game could just snowball through side lane now.
Like, and then I was going to say there's a ton of bug fixes, so we probably won't cover that because we've already been going for quite a while. But I don't know. I think I speak for both of us. We'll probably link these notes in the description if you want to take a look at it, any of them, and then give us some of your thoughts in the comments of these videos for sure.
And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are enjoying the content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to not only my channel, but Krashy's channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one.